Welcome, guys, to the Push Power to Power show. Hey, I'm back again. I just finished a live video just 10 minutes ago, and I'm back again to give you more value today. But today I'm not alone. I'm interviewing Mr. Jaime today, and I'm so excited because this is what it's all about: giving value to you guys, teaching you, and bringing you treats that you can learn from him. Like, I just got excited because we're gonna learn a little bit about both worlds today. We're gonna learn with Jaime about he's a lender and he's actually a realtor, right? Real estate también. So even if we say it in Spanish, hey guys, I know some of you there understand what we say. So Jaime, how's your day today, man?
So far, so good. You're excited, and I'm all nervous about this.
Oh man, when you that's the best thing. When he said the boat worlds, I'm like, this is awesome because we know that outside there's one that does only lending, but he does both.
Definitely.
So this to me is very important because now anybody out there that is watching that is just a realtor, you can actually help them not only on lending, but you can actually help them on the realtor side because you might know something that they might not know, and you might be helpful to them, dude.
Definitely.
So before we get into all of the speedy nitty and all of the value that you need to be getting ready to write down on your phone or notebook, just give us a little background about you, man. Where are you from? Where you came from?
I'm originally from Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. I've been doing real estate for a little bit close to 30 years. I want to say maybe around 20, 25, 27 years. And I started off as a realtor. And the reason I decided to go ahead and do mortgages as well was porque I wanted to know exactly what was going on with my clients. I had a couple of loan officers I worked with, and I trusted them, but I didn't like not knowing or that they'll change the program on my clients, or we'll get close to the closing and we'll find out que no lo podían hacer. So I'm like, you know what? I need to be able to provide my client full service and a better service as they deserve. So yeah, after 5-6 years of doing real estate, I decided to get my loan officer's license, and I've been doing both for about 20 years now.
Wow, 20 years, dude. So you've been on a roll. So you've been in, well, I don't want to call them crashes, but the corrections.
Oh, yeah. They say, a lot of people say it was my fault that the market crashed in 2008, man. No es cierto, no es cierto.
but sometimes it's that mentality, you know, how when people scare you to, like, oh, we have another recession. But sometimes it's like, try to make it seem like I said, it's a correction. It's something that it's not that it's wrong, but it's been a lot of spending. And and I don't know if you know, guys, but as the process goes, every 5 or 7 years, there's a recession.
It happens.
And guess what? Right now, it's been 14 years since we haven't. So that's 2 recessions that we haven't had.
Yes.
So that's why we're in this bubble right now.
Exactly. And that's what I tell everybody. If you go back and look at history, every 10 years, every 7 years, it happens. It's just a balancing, a correction that they need to make to balance everything out. It'll go too high, it'll go too low. We need to balance it out. And basically, that's what they're doing now. That's definitely what they're doing now.
So I got a quick question right now for you. So when 2008 hit, what was your reaction? Because how many years were you already in there? Were you just barely starting, or you were already?
No, in 2008, I was already in it for a few years. I already had my mortgage company going as well. When it hit, we saw it coming. The years before, you could see it when it's going to come because the market goes crazy. As soon as the market goes crazy, a few months after that or a year or two after that, you know it has to come down. It definitely has to come down. And we saw it coming, and we just had to prepare ourselves and prepare our clients as well, and not to be scared that it was just a little hiccup and we were all going to get through with it.
And you got a point there. It's like right now, it's the same thing. It's just media, how it's, you know, kind of scaring a lot of people. Yes, we know this one. Nobody knows because we're in a time where digital and everything is moving fast. So everything that happened before, we know that that's the time and the frames. But this one is new for us. We just got to be like prepared for it.
You just got to be prepared for it. And don't be scared. Y si es cierto, como dicen, the media, they'll make a hurricane out of this little cup of water. They'll explode it and scare you, and this is bad and this is good. It ain't as bad as they predict it to be. It's not that bad. Trust me, it's not that bad. I mean, ahorita, that the rates went up and that Now it's a buyer's market. It's to me in my eyes, it's a perfect time to buy as well.
And learn, dude,
Oh yeah,
because
definitely learn.
this is
Definitely,
where when this is the position where opportunities come that we were talking about earlier on.
definitely.
Like if you situate yourself, put yourself with the people you surround with, and with this actually hits, and you're surrounded with somebody, they gonna need your help, dude. Like say myself, uh people are gonna need more content and stuff. Like, hey, Jesus, man, and the money's not gonna be the problem. They're gonna we need more help, and you got all this gadget.
Yeah,
We're willing to pay you this. Can you come to us? The same with
definitely,
you. Hey, man, you've been doing lending, you've been doing this. Hey, dude, we need your help.
definitely. Ahorita is the time to learn as much as you can, and to make the decision that you need to make with the right education, with the right content, with the right knowledge. You'll be able to make the right decision for you and your family, for sure.
So lending and real estate. So when people like I know you now doing both, you can actually help both of the worlds, both helping, the people for the lending side and helping yourself over here on the real estate side. So I I I, I wanted to ask you this. So you see yourself moving still both, or you choosing just, I'm better at lending, even though I have the qualities for real estate, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna just go with this one and run with it.
It's funny because when I started real estate. Then I got my mortgage license, and I ended up doing more mortgages than real estate.
Mm.
And when I moved to Texas 10 years ago, I started again with the real estate, and I got my mortgage license for the same reason. And I tend to drift more towards mortgages because I feel that's where I could help out the people more. Because and I got a whole bunch of realtor partners that I could always hand out and pass my client on, and definitely quality A service. But I feel that in the mortgage end is where I could help out people more. People with I-10, people with bank statements, people with taxes, with profit and losses only. I mean, there's plenty of programs out there for you guys, and it's where I feel I'm more useful, to be honest. Como
Mm.
que le doy más a la gente en eso,
Yeah, like
sobre los mortgages. I
and
think I do.
and you hit something good right there, because there's a lot of us, that don't have papers, but they have the I-10. And my next question will be like, when I'm just taking this as like
Dale.
Hispanic, be
Mhm.
like, damn, I don't want to ask the lender this because that you feel afraid because, man, I'm not from here. I'm 18. Have you had like a person sit down with you and be like, you know what, Jaime, shit, man, I'm not from here. This is what I'm making. How can you actually help me?
Yeah, actually, see, and it's like I tell everybody, siempre les digo, ¿saben qué? Díganme everything and anything. Yo estoy aquí para ayudarles. I'm here to help you guys out. Digo, I'm not here to point the finger or to call immigration or to anything. I'm here to help you out as much as I can to get that piece of that American dream. That's why we're here. My parents immigrated over here. They struggled. They worked hard. They were able to purchase their house, and that was their dream, to give us a better life. And that's what we all want to do for our kids as well. That's why we're here. Por eso los vinimos a trabajar duro and give our kids what we didn't have. But yeah, usually they tell us, what can we do? I have no papers. I have this. I'm like, look, you got your I-10. If you don't got your I-10 number, let's go ahead and apply for it. I will walk you. I help you step by step. Si no lo tienes, I'll help you apply for it. Once we get it, we wait the time that we need. Y aplicamos. There are different programs out there. Don't believe the hype in the news or other realtors que te dicen you need 20% down, you need 25% down, you need 10%. There's programs out there on
Hmm.
I-10 that you could buy with a 5% down. Y el interés doesn't have to be a 10, a 12, a 9. Interest rate could be between a 5 and a 6. I mean, there's programs out there. You just got to know the right people. But the majority of the people, this is what scares me a lot. The majority of the people, cuando ven un cliente with I-10, right away they want to send them to these lenders where you got to give 20% down, 30% down, and an interest rate of 11, 10, 9, 12. And it's ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, no, they don't need that. They definitely don't need that.
And that's where they scare people, and
That's where they
that's how
scare
us as
people.
Hispanic, because just putting on my side when I was younger and seeing my parents going to different realtors, and me being there sitting down, and I didn't know anything about it, just like them, like, oh well, you qualify like this, but you gotta pay like two something a month,
Yeah.
but I'm like, now that I know, I tell my mom, like, man, mom, that's sad, because now that I know I'm hanging around with them, like, they never asked you this question. Why didn't they qualify you about the rate? like, the tax rate, we didn't have enough money. What did they say? Okay, we can actually help you on this spot, on this tax rate.
Yeah.
None of them, like most of them that we saw at that time, they were just mostly about the commission and, I seen, like, how you see people and they're like, it's sad that there's still people out there that just want to judge you. Yeah. They don't have money. Why would we want to help them? Let's send them to the newbie, el nuevo. That's sad.
And it is sad porque when a lot, and I hate to say this, but when they see a lot of people with I-10, it's exactly what you say. Like, oh, you know what? They're not going to say nothing. They're lucky that they're going to get a loan or that they're going to get a house. So they get you with the 12% interest rate, with 25% down. And I'm like, yeah, man, but that's not right. Porque yo sé que there's other programs out there. And when I see that, I'm like, wow, man. I feel bad for a lot of people that I had ran into. Y que me dicen, no, I bought my house last year with my I-10 and I had to give 30% down and my interest rate's at a 12. Can you help me? I'm like, yeah, definitely. You got to refinance it, get down to a 5% or a 6% interest rate. Porque the programs are out there. They might take a little bit harder, but they're out there. Y muchos no quieren batallar. They send it easy, give me my check y se acabó. Definitely. Yeah, no, definitely. It's scary. It's scary if you don't run into the right people.
And that's why I like about, being here with learning from Chris and all his things, because I'm like, damn, talking about all of that, I'm learning it. And then I'm like teaching my mom and dad, because I remember when we got our house, I was young. And then 2008 happened. We lost our house, but the guy, my dad put a lot of money on a lawyer to see what was going on. And the lawyer stole all my dad's money, dude. He was just grabbing. We never knew what the hell happened. So that was like, lost the time, lost the money that my dad didn't have. And we lost the house on the 2008, 2000. I really, truly didn't know a lot about it at that time or what was going on that I know now. But in a way, I told my mama that, hey, it was good, because after a while, I knew what the house had. Like, it had a lot of things that it needed to be fixed. It was going to be a lot of money to put in. Yeah. It had a pool, and the pool was built over, so the water was going in. The foundation wasn't built right.
Okay.
So it was going, the water was moving into my parents' bedroom. So imagine all of that stuff. That's money to fix. Money. You got to do it, unbalance it. So in a way, sometimes you might see a thing that I lost all this money, but imagine you could have wasted more on fixing shit that maybe the house was older. And that realtor, whoever, they didn't explain it. They just said, "Oh, that's the best house. We're gonna get you to it." And you and as a Hispanic, you're like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna have a house. It's cool."
Exactly.
But they never tell you like this, and that.
Porque es lo que queremos. We want a house. We want a house for our family, for our kid, and everything. Y si llega el realtor y te dice, "Oh, this is it. This is the best thing you could do for you." They're like, "Hey, I'm just happy that I'm getting a house for me and my kids." Y no te explican nada. But eso es important to match up with the right realtor también. The right realtor, the right lender que está para ayudarte. And that's what I like about being here at Houston Finest. We're here it's not about us. It's always about the client first. What's best for the client, what's best for the family, what's going to benefit them. And if it doesn't benefit you, and a lot of people, freak out with me, porque en veces I'll go into a house and the client likes it, and I'm like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not buying it, but to be honest, if it was up to me, I wouldn't buy it porque le falta esto, y esto, y le vas a meter esto, y esto. And a lot of people tell me, man, just make the sale. If they want the house, make the sale. Pero con el tiempo, if you let them get into a house like that, con el tiempo, like, wow, Jaime me vendió una casa que wasn't worth it, that is falling apart, that is not even good for me and my family. So, yeah, no. You got to team up with the right people, the right agents, the right team members, para que te puedan ayudar.
And that's
the right way.
That's something that he said, guys, that we are watching and we cannot see the comments. I will definitely see them, and I'll share it to him so he can actually comment. If somebody's commenting and asking a question, you can actually answer that question, because it's true. That's how it used to be before, and a lot of us Hispanic, not only Hispanic, a lot of people, like, we don't believe in the realtors or the lending. Yeah. But that's the number one thing. Those the ones behind there, before they didn't care. They only care about the money. They didn't care about sitting down. Like, if I came to you and ask you something like, Jesus, okay, you know what? I want to know, like you said, I want to know everything. And that's the best thing, because you want to know everything. Hey, okay, I'm only making this. Me and my wife are making this. What is the next thing? Exactly. And that's like you said at the beginning. Sometimes it's going to be like, you might not be able to qualify now because of your credit or income, but hey, we're going to make sure that you do, but you got to do this. And then next year, or maybe a couple of months, you're ready.
You're ready. Yeah, y es lo que le digo. And I hate, this is another thing. Conmigo, Everybody qualifies. Todos cualifican. A lot of times you go with different, oh, sorry, we don't qualify you. You can't make it. Y ya, te cortan las alas and you're done. But that's not true. Everybody qualifies to be a homeowner. The difference is you might not qualify today, but we will work to get you qualified in 30, 60, or 90 days. But guarantee that you will be a homeowner. It's no es nada de este mundo. It's nothing out of this world. We might have to take a couple of extra steps to get you there, but you will be a homeowner. With the right agent and the right lender, it's not impossible. It's not impossible to not become a homeowner. Not today, not in this year, not with all these programs out there. No es imposible. Eso sí te digo, todos cualifican. Again, some might qualify quicker than others. We might have to take a little extra steps here and there. But siempre digo que hay cuatro cosas. Four things that alguien que quiere ser dueño de casa necesita. You got to have will, you got to have credit, you got to have down payment, and you got to have a job. Si el credit lo tiene dañado, we could work on it. Give me 30 to 60, 90 days y te lo arreglamos. Si no tienes el down payment, there's down payment assistance programs. There's USDA loans. There's first-time home buyers programs. There's grants que da Houston up to $30,000 that you could apply for. And all that goes towards down payment or closing costs. Y si no tienes trabajo, pues ponte a trabajar. Y se acabó.
Vengan para acá y trabajan acá en Houston Finance Realty, right?
There you go, man.
You need a vehicle.
Yeah, you need a vehicle. Pero si tienes, la más importante is will. Si tienes the will of becoming a homeowner and stop throwing your money away, las otras tres cosas we could easily fix.
And it's funny, it's story time for a little bit, shorter one. Now that my parents they're trying to look for another house. I remember I was sitting down with them a couple of months. Like you said, they were afraid because they in their mindset, when I told them, hey, I got a friend or somebody, but I knew that they were actually going to help them. They were going to see it because I already met the right people. They, in their mindset, they were like, nah, they're the same. They're the other one. Yeah. They're not going to help me. They're just this and that. Look, and you said something important because even they told me, my parents are like, they give up. They're like, we never, even I hear them sometimes when I'm there, like, we're never going to have another house. And I go make it positive. Don't say that. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
And I tell them maybe it's because, dad is not making much money, his credit, but there's always a way that realtor is going to make sure that you get a house and what actually that you need.
Exactly.
If what happened to us back in the 08s and then it's not the same as it was now. Now it's different. So now they're excited. They're trying to, I told them, because they want to look for a house for next year and say, hey, well, this is the best time for now. Let me know so I can let the people, because I know y'all are here. So I can set up a meeting and y'all can sit down with them and you ask them the question because I'm learning, but I don't know. I'm not a realtor, but you can ask them and they speak Spanish. And I just bring you here to the office. And they're like, oh, and now they have that mentality. They're like, yes, and we want to do it now. We want to know what we need help because we have a whole year. If they say, hey, we need a credit or the income or somebody to help us, well, we got time. Because every time they wanted to do it, last year, they wanted to move out. And it was like our apartment lease was about to finish. And it was maybe like 3 months. And I was like, I told them, it's not going to happen. And we were like in a hurry trying to look for a house to rent. And I went to because I'm learning, about the same thing that they're trying to give you a house that is tough, even if it's for renting. And I was like, and I went and I was like, none of the houses, dude. They were all like, oh, no. And I said, no, we're not. Let's just sign the lease again.
Yeah.
Because you want to move to this house, it might be $1,600 a month, but look what it has.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So it's like, it's better to have a new house. Now that we know that you have the time, let's prepare for it. Because I told them next year, I'm gonna get my own house for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm preparing for it now. And I know that I can talk to you guys and I say, now I can bring you guys. So
Definitely.
now y'all get a new house, I get it, and you are happy.
Definitely. And it's the same thing lo que le pasó a mi mamá y mi papá también, because they had trouble in 2008 when the market crashed. Reason being, because when they purchased this, back then, the one of the problems was that a lot of lenders were giving out a 2-year arm, a 3-year arm, or a 5-year arm. Basically, what that means is that they will give you a low interest rate to qualify for the house, but in 2 years, the interest rate was going to adjust. So si te dieron a 4% para iniciar el préstamo, in 2 years, that was going to go up to like a 9 or a 10. Y ellos decían, oh, but in 2 years, you could always refinance. So what happened was when the mortgage matured in 2 years and they had to pay that off, they go to refinance and the rates are at a 9 or a 8 or a 7. Well, back then a 9 or 8 were actually pretty good. But you qualified only with an interest only or a 2-year arm, the client ya no cualificaba. So that's when they ended up losing their homes. So it's like, wow, I qualified with a 5% interest rate. Now that I got to refinance it with the higher interest rate, means your monthly payment is higher, means it throws off your DTIs and you don't qualify no more. So a lot of people had to walk away from the house.
Damn.
And that's how it affected the market.
That's how the market's.
And then overpricing también, just like it happened a few years ago here, where properties were actually worth 200,000 because of the rate was so low. People were purchasing them at 275, 250, 260, bringing in cash, buying a property que no tenía el valor. So when they go to refinance, that the market settled, that property is not worth 275. It's only worth 175 or 200. So you're upside down on it.
Damn.
Yeah. So it was again, bad realtors, bad lenders didn't really care.
And they're out there, guys.
So, they're out there.
So make sure if somebody does refer you, that means that they know somebody. Go with that. Don't be like, no. Go with it because they're trying to help you instead of you trying to just go out there and look for somebody and be like, okay, that guy, just because it maybe have a lot of followers and this and that. It's not about the followers. It's about how that person takes care of you, that value.
Definitely.
He's gonna sit you down. He's gonna actually tell you from A to Z. That's who you need, not somebody that is like gonna just sit you down and look at you, be like, oh no, they don't have the money, and judge you already before we even talked about it.
We didn't talk. Yeah, and it's funny you said that porque I had a client back home in Chicago that will come into the office and nadie le hacía caso. And nobody will listen to him. He'll drive up in a little Honda, entraba, que quería comprar casa. Nobody will pay attention to him. I started talking to him. The guy actually had enough money to buy 2 or 3 houses cash. And I sold him 2 of them, but because of again, he was Hispanic, people, what is he going to buy? He's always in here. He's not going to buy nothing. Because he will go in and ask questions, and then he'll leave. And then he'll come back with another house, and then he'll leave. But nadie le ponía mucha atención. And he actually had enough to buy the houses cash, which I got lucky and picked him up. Pero también, a lot of realtors out there, and I'm not bashing all the realtors, but a lot of realtors out there lo ven a uno como un número, como un paycheck.
There you go.
You see, and that's the thing that you got to look out for. And I tell my partner realtors, and I tell all my realtors and people that I mentor, it's not about how much I'm going to take home. It's what's going to benefit that client. Because if you're in this business to sell, you're in the wrong business. I'm in this business to build relationships. I take care of each family like if they were my family. And it's funny because I'll take them out, we'll show them houses. Al último, they're inviting me to quinceañeras, que I'm a padrino for the baptism, that you want to come to this wedding. You become a family member because you help them out with something that they thought was impossible, that you thought that they thought was impossible, and it's possible. It's definitely possible.
And you're right about that, dude. About when you show your true kindness and your true you, they'll invite you to stuff, because that's how it started with me when I started working on the restaurant when I was 18, dude, and I started seeing that. Like I was just me, and the people at the restaurants were like, "Hey, my son," or whatever. And I was young. I didn't have no kids. I didn't have no girlfriend. Nothing. It's like, you want to come over to the house, or we're making barbecue. And it built up like that too. And birthdays come, and they will bring me cake. They'll bring my mom cake. It was like I was started building that at an early age, but I never saw it because I was young.
Yeah, because we were young. So
my mindset was like party and after hours and cantina and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And now when I'm older, I'm like, damn, I went through all that. But I mean, that's where you go. It's life. So now when I pray, dude, I say this. It might be wrong. I don't know if you take it as a wrong side, guys. And then I say, man, life is full of shit, but we still got to go get it.
We still got to go get
we
it.
still got to go get
Definitely.
it. It's full of shit because things are going to happen the way you don't want them to happen.
Definitely.
But they're going to happen.
That's the same thing I tell everybody. Hey, life ain't all that great, but we still live in it. So might as well make the best of it, man.
The best of it.
Might as well make the best of it and enjoy it.
Well,
definitely.
Before we finish up right here, anything that you want to throw up there and give some an inspiration or somebody out there that is probably beginning to be a realtor or real estate investor or a lender, and they're like, damn, am I in there? Is it the best time for me because of everything that's going on, or what is it?
It's the best time. If you're going to get into real estate, it's the best time. If you're looking to purchase, it's the best time. If you're looking to sell, it's a good time as well. There's no such thing of a bad market. There is no such thing of a bear market. It all depends how you work it. Y ahorita, you buy now, I guarantee you, you buy a property now, it'll be the cheapest you're gonna find one within the next 5 years. In 5 years from now, you're gonna be paying 2 times what the house is worth now. So it's a perfect time to buy. Que el interés is at a 5 or a 6. When I bought my first house, I think it was at a 9.75, and I was happy. Porque people with bad credit were getting a 13 or a 16, and I'm like, I got a 9 point something. I jumped up for joy, thought it was excellent. Pero it's a perfect time. Buy now, you'll get a little higher interest rate of a 5 or a 6. Pero cuando bajen los intereses, you can always refinance it out.
Damn,
get a better payment.
That was my last question. So let me get back to it before we finish. That right there, I saw that back in the. You know how we're talking about how it happened back in the years. Well, there was something that that's I think Patrick by David showed. You know, they were like 60% real the rate, and now that people are afraid that it's 6, and back in the time it was like 16.
Yeah,
and again it goes again with the media. Oh, it's 6 and it's going, and then I looked at the paper. And you said, damn, but these rates were even higher back in the time. So why are we now just like, oh, hell no, it's up and this, you know?
Porque se acostumbraron a that 2.5, 2.75 a few years ago. Eso, I never seen it in my life. I actually called my sister one time because the rate with the lenders I work with on a refi was a 1.999. I called them up and say, hey, get on this porque esto no hay para todos los días. This is like a wild thingy. But that's what happens. They se acostumbraron the 2.5, and now the media again, oh, the rates are going up. The rates are skyrocketing. Me, I look at a 5 or a 6. I'm like, man, that's great. That's excellent. That's a real good rate compared to a 9 and a 16. You know, you think about it like this también. En la casa is going to be a 5% or a 6. ¿Qué interés pagas en las tarjetas de crédito?
You're right, dude.
¿Qué interés pagas?
23%.
23% interest on your credit cards. ¿Qué interés pagas on your car note?
Damn, I didn't even see it that way.
17. If you got bad credit like my kid, a 27%, pero ahí anda en el carro todavía.
Mine is 18% the one I got.
And 18% on a car note.
That's a lot.
And a 5%, 6% on a house. No soy tan mal now.
No, damn, I didn't see it that way. Like now they're sending me like the refinance, and that was a question that I was asking Chris because I was like, damn, it seems good because now they're saying, hey, you can pay again like about 200 and I'm paying 434 right now for my car, and now they're sending me that I can pay it to 205. I'm like, damn, that shit is good. Like, but then I started looking at the pros and the cons. Like, damn, if I do it again and refinance it, I gotta start all over again.
Yeah.
And I've already been paying for 2 years and like months. So to me, it's like, damn, I prefer to keep on paying those 434 because I already paying 2 years. Yeah. But then Chris asked me, when you gonna start doing the house, sometimes they might help you, that refinance your car. Yeah. So he told me to wait.
Yeah.
He said, don't do it now because you might need to do refinance, but that would be better because now you get a house.
Yeah.
Your car, you still know you have to pay for it, but a house is a house.
A house is a house. Yeah. Y sí es cierto lo que dijo Chris, porque if you do it now, definitely you're going to get that lower monthly payment, but then you're going to extend it por el tiempo que ya pagaste. Pero if you wait till you get the house and they run your numbers, y sale the debt to income and you have to do it, well, we have that option también.
Yeah, so he says, so I told him, dude, I was about to when they sent me that, and I said, I was so in my mind, I had to look, and I went to YouTube. Like everybody else, you can go to YouTube. And I started and looked the pros and the cons, but I said, you know what? I need to ask somebody. And I asked him just before he left, and he's like, no, dude, just wait. Since you say you wanna get your house next year on July, it's like just wait. And if it happens, if not, then shit. If you want to refinance yourself, that's fine. If not, just pay it off. Because and that's like a mindset that it sucks because we all see it, even if it's not a car. You're like, oh shit, nos van a bajar. But then you don't see that you got to start all over again.
Yeah.
And you're like, what happened if you already were paying that car for 4 years and you were almost done, dude? But your mindset was like,
es que ves el numerito chiquito, like, man, from 400 to 200, man, that's a good help. Me ahorro $200. Pero lo malo es que esos $200 que te ahorras, te los gastas and you don't even know where.
Yes.
You don't even know dónde se fueron. It's like, man, I'm saving money, but where did it go? So yeah, no, definitely, depending what plans you have, where you see yourself in the future, definitely consult with somebody. Google, YouTube. I mean, nowadays you could go to YouTube and learn anything. Any question you have, you could go on Google, go on YouTube, and there's somebody in there giving you the right answers.
No excuses.
Para nada.
Unless you're ready to scale up and you need to pay somebody, then that's the next route. But at the beginning, there's no excuse for you to be like, I don't have any money. Well, go to YouTube. They'll show you a way. Start with zero down, whatever it is, and just, it's like you said at the beginning, your will, your heart to do it.
You gotta have the will. You gotta want to do it.
Because there's a lot of people that start their businesses, they don't have nothing, but they have the will, they start, and then they look for maybe a real estate investor, somebody, but they see like, oh, these dudes had a work ethic. And yet they have the money.
Definitely.
So I'm like, hey, dude, I have the work ethic, but you have the money. I have my vision. Can I tell you what is my vision? And they'll be like, damn, this is fucking amazing. And then they help you out. And then there's no excuse for us not to grow, even if we're small.
Para nada.
It's like the Bible say, you gotta go seek for it. You seek, you'll find.
Definitely.
And that means that if you seek, you will definitely find negative things too.
También.
So that's depending on you.
It's kind of like you were saying. Is it a good time to be a realtor? Yes, but you gotta seek. You gotta look for the work. You can't go get your license y luego sit down at the house and say, okay, I'm a realtor. No van a venir y te van a tocar en la puerta and be like, hey, you're a realtor. Can you help me? No, you gotta go out there and do the work. I always tell people this. To me, real estate's been great. So, I wouldn't have been doing it for over, I think, 27, I think 30 years. But if it wasn't that great, I wouldn't be doing it this much. I've been able, through crashes, through recessions, I've been able to sustain myself because I go out there and do the work. It has its ups and lows, You got to know when to hustle it and when to just coast with the wave. Porque cuando sube, that's when you push it, and that's where you break your back and you put those extra hours. Porque cuando baje, you got your little cushion as a backup.
Yeah.
Real estate's been great. Every time I talk to somebody, if they're a waiter or at T-Mobile, I'm like, hey, you should be into real estate because it's been great to me. I can't complain about it, but you do got to do the work. It's easy money, but it's hard work. Like those memes and those TikTok commercials. Oh, I used to work a 9 to 5, but I opened up my business. Now I work 24/7. It's exactly with real estate. To build your business, you're going to have to work harder, put more hours in it, put more days. But once you get the ball rolling, it's going to be easy.
That would be something that we got to talk in another episode. That about people, even myself, when I started jumping in and seeing I want to have my own business, I'm going to work less. Nah. That's how was my mentality, because I saw other people that they were already making it. That they were working maybe 4 hours, but they're already making millions.
Yeah.
And when you start to get to that point, you got to, I don't want to call it sacrifice. Take that word away. Say, this is investment that I'm doing. It's an investment. I'm not going out with the guys and partying Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm fucking learning.
Definitely.
I'm going to learn and learn and learn and actually execute.
Pero es como dijiste ahorita, también importa the right verbiage que uses. Porque si dices, I'm going to sacrifice, just the word sacrifice is like, es algo negativo, voy a tener que sacrificar esto, por esto, por esto. We say, I'm going to invest in my future, invest in the future of my kids. Se oye más positivo, so te da más ánimo. Es como like you say, I'm going to go on a diet. La pura palabra, die. You're going to die. No, I'm going to live a healthier life. Mm-hmm. And it changes everything. It's all a mindset, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I tell my kids, what you put in here, your body is going to have to do. Si mentalmente te dices, oh, it's going to be hard, it's going to be your body's going to relax and be like, oh, okay, let's not do it. But if your mind says, oh, you could do it, get up, do it, your body has nothing else to do but to accept what your mind says and do it. And all of a sudden it becomes like subconsciously and automatic. It's like when you're walking, do you think one foot in front of the other? Now the other foot. No, it just happens because subconsciously tu mente ya sabe what you need to do. And at the beginning, it'll be hard, pero ya con el tiempo, it'll be a piece of cake. It'll be a piece of cake. It's a habit.
It becomes a habit.
It becomes a habit.
It's like turn those negative habits of drink. I'm not saying don't go out and drink. You know when the time and when you're an adult. You know the times and what to do it. But you go out there, make sure that you make those habits and turn them around. Damn, I was drinking too much. Let me drink more water. Make that a habit. I was walking just 1 mile. Well, let me do 1.5 or 2. Like I tell everybody, it's baby steps, man. Baby steps.
Definitely.
Your book, you're in another chapter. That's great. But I'm at the beginning of the chapter. That's still great. But I cannot be and judge you like, damn, él ya está and this and that. No, dude, he's in another 15th chapter. You're in the first. Yeah. What do you think?
Pero the positive thing, que empezaste.
That you started.
Lo importante es que empieces. Que no te quedes sentado y digas, man, va a ser imposible. Es que depende cómo lo veas. If you look at it, it's like, again, I talk a lot to my kids. They're not little, they're already grown men y todo. And I tell them, it depends how you look at it. If you sit there y ves algo, les digo yo, what's your goals? What's your vision in 5 years from now? Oh, in 5 years, I want to do this and this and that. If you look at that big picture, it's mucho. But if you get it and you break it down, in 5 years, I'm going to do this. In 2 years, I'm going to do this. In 3 years, in a year, I'm going to do this. In 6 months, I'm going to do this. In a month, I'm going to do this. In a week, I'm going to do this. Little baby steps. Cada semana haces algo y cuando pasen los 5 años, you're done. You reached your goal.
And even probably less than 5 years.
Less than 5 years. But if you look at it, it's like they say, how do you need an elephant? You look at the whole big elephant. No, pues I can't.
Yeah.
Pero poco a poquito, with time, you'll be able to eat it and finish it all up.
And you said it right there, man. We see that big picture and we scared, but when you cut it and then you can even challenge yourself. Sometimes
definitely
90-day challenge. You don't need to be challenging nobody, just on you,
on yourself.
Exactly. Write it down. My 90-day challenge is that my goal is to make $7,000 a month. Well, how can I get to that? Let me cut it out.
It's funny you say that porque I was talking to a friend of my kids. They always come to me for advice, like if I knew everything, but it's because I put them on the spot. Y le digo, how would you be comfortable living? He said, well, if I could make $4,000 a month, it'll be great. Okay, that's like $48,000 a year. Goes, yeah, that'll be great. I said, okay, break that down in months. How much would you need to make a month? Okay, break that down in weeks. How much would you need to make a week? Break it down in days. Okay, now find something that you could sell or you could do that's going to give you that $100 a day. What can you do to make $100 a day? Oh, man, that's hard. I don't know. I said, you can make T-shirts. You sell each T-shirt for $30. You sell 3 T-shirts, that's $90. Y le pregunta al muchacho, you can't sell 3 T-shirts? He's like, yeah. Okay, then what's stopping you? You sell 3 T-shirts a day in 5 days. You made what, $150 already?
Yep.
There you go.
You passed it.
I said, you passed it. So everything is possible. Depends how you look at it. But if he says, I need to make 45,000 or 48,000, el número está muy grande. But if you break it down, it's simple and it's easy.
That's very true.
Yeah, definitely. I think everything is possible aunque tengas the will and the right mindset. Nada es imposible.
Nothing is impossible, guys. God didn't make us to nothing be impossible. Yeah. Everything is possible, but you got, like you said, you got to break it down. And if you need help, ask for help, man. Definitely. We're not alone in this world, man. No. Aliens are coming. That'll be another episode with the freaking whiskey.
With the fireball.
Yeah, that'll be like a 7 p.m. podcast. We're gonna talk about what's going on with the aliens and stuff.
No, pero sí es cierto. If you break it down, it's much easier. If you do it the right way, it's much easier. It's like this one movie I saw called, I forgot the name of the movie. It's a baseball movie.
Rudy. Nah. Rudy's good.
But that's football. I think.
Oh yeah, damn. Sorry guys.
So all the scouts, even, and they wanted people to make home runs, and they will hire the best baseball players to make home runs. And one of the scouts says that ain't the way you win baseball games. He went to hire people that would just get on base. Because if this guy gets on base, y la segunda persona gets on base, now we got person on first and second. The third person gets on base. Now we got people on first, second, and third. The first person gets on base. Now we got a run coming in. So a lot of people thought we need home runners. Home runners only one hit, and that's if you make that home run. But if you get people to get on base, it makes it much easier for you to reach the goal and to win that game. And that's the way I see life, is just getting on base and moving on to second base and moving on to third base and coming home. Not trying to make that grand slam.
No.
Not trying to, it's little by little, baby steps, little by little. And it's like I tell everybody también, aparte, es que ya cuando me ponen la cámara, I start talking.
No, the same with me. No, we're about to finish, guys.
The last thing I want to leave you guys with, para que llegues donde quieres llegar, you got to have a vision. You got to have a vision. You got to sit there, and a lot of people say it's hard. You got to say, where do I see myself in 5 years from now? Y yo le digo a la gente, ponte in the happiest place you will ever be, the happiest the happiest thing that will make you the happiest ever. How much money you'll have, where will you be living, what type of car you'll be driving, what type of house you'll be living. Close your eyes and imagine that. In 5 years from now, you have all of that. It'll put a big smile on your face. You can now come back to reality and see yourself. What do I need to do to get to that place? Because if you don't have a vision of where you want to be, you don't know where to go. But with that vision, you create a goal. Once you have that goal, you create a plan and you put it in action. Because it's like jumping in the car saying, I'm hungry, let's go get something to eat, and not knowing where to go. Y andas maneje, gastando gas. So if you don't know where you're going, why even jump in the car? You got to have a vision. You got to have a goal. You got to have a plan to execute it.
That roadmap, man.
Yeah,
you need
definitely.
that roadmap.
You definitely need it.
And I'm not gonna say anything. He's ending it with that. That was perfect, guys. You need that vision.
Definitely.
And don't let be afraid to tell that vision to somebody.
No.
And even if those people turn you down, there's other people that will see it and that will help you. Be like, hey, damn, nobody's doing that. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Thank you guys for today. I know we went a little longer than we said, but like I said, it's okay. That's why it's a podcast. You can go 15, 20, 30. I mean, look at freaking Joe Dirt. That's a movie. Joe Dirt. That's a movie. Oh my God, what did it came in my head? Joe Rogan for our podcast. And I see his podcast in Spotify in 4 hours. And sometimes I'm like, damn, I watched 2 hours out of it. But out of those 2 hours that I watched, I actually learned.
Yeah.
Because everything that he was saying and whoever he was interviewing, it was pure value after value. And I was like, that's a nugget. That's a nugget. Yeah. That's a nugget. It's not for me, but who can I throw this nugget so it can help them? Exactly. And that's how you got to think. That's how we all got to think and actually give some value to others. It's not about the money or anything, but it's about how it comes from your heart. And little bit by little bit, like you said, things will happen.
Definitely.
And life's full of shit, but make it happen.
Definitely.
And then with that, thank you guys. And thank you for joining in on this second episode today and this day of the Push Power to Power Show. And I'll definitely be bringing him back and we'll see what we talk about today. I just wanted to bring him in. And,
actually, I like it, man. You got to bring him back. I actually starting to feel this, man. At first
you feel the vibe? Yeah, I know. I'm telling you.
The vibe is good, man.
I know. I've been having a lot of people that they want to start their own podcast and they're like, hey, they want to, there's another girl that I met. She's like, hey, how do we talk about, personality of a woman, about sex and this and that. Let's make it at night. And as a woman, the woman point. And I was like, this is cool. Because she's like, this is what we need. It's not like people are like, you want to talk about that? No, we have, if you want to have something like that and help a couple or something and you got it in you, why not?
Why not?
Because if he stays here, it's always going to stay there. And then years pass and you're like, I should have done it.
Exactly.
Do it now. Like we said it, this is the best time for anything. The best time was a long time ago, but the best time right now.
Definitely.
I don't know who said that, but I heard that in a podcast.
I thought I just heard you say it.
No, yeah. I said it right now, but I heard it from a podcast and I was like, let me say it again.
Definitely.
But thank you guys. And we'll definitely see you again on another show on the Push Power to Power Show. Like I said, I'll be bringing in more people from real estate. I want to bring in restaurant people and everybody that can give you that point of value. Because if you want to be a restaurant owner, real estate, lending, shit, I'm gonna even have the kids. I do a lot of things with the kidpreneur kids. I'm gonna have
definitely.
I was gonna have him today, but he's busy. I forgot his name. The kid on the front.
El muchachito. I forgot his name too. Definitely. He's a good kid. I forgot his name because I just got bad memory with him.
No. He's 16 years old, dude, and he's in the right spot.
He's definitely in the right spot.
He's learning. Definitely. He's actually doing a lot of things right now that what Chris told him to do, and that's what I want. I want people to see like he's doing it and promote for the kids, because
definitely.
The way the world is right now, we're putting the kids so much down, and that will be another. Yeah. We can talk, so that will be another episode.
Oh yeah, definitely. We could go on for hours.
Hours, yeah. Then we'll bring the damn whiskey this time.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Much love, and I'll see you in the next episode.
All right.
Peace out.
Yo me quedo aquí viendo la cámara, like, what's up, man?
Still there.